Hi guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me and if you can hear me, if the connection is good, please do message in the chat. I'll be looking at all the comments, and hopefully this session will be helpful for you to plan the remaining 4 months. I think typically you have around say last 5 months, because CAT is expected towards the end of November and this is the end of June. So you have 5 months, and the way you should approach it is by looking at it as one of the most important 5 months in your life. Because how much ever effort you put in now, the rewards for it, you will definitely get them. In general, when I approach life, I always feel that it is very difficult for us to give our best every single day. There will be moments where you have to put in a lot of effort, you have to build up the momentum, and there are a few instances, a few weeks or a few months when you can relax a little. So you have to tell yourself that the coming 5 months, you have to slowly build up the momentum. The amount of work that you're putting in has to be consistent, and it has to keep on increasing, so that when November comes, you are completely on your toes. That is how I think you should mentally tune yourself to prepare well for the last 5 months. Vignesh Mishra is saying, yes, we can see you. Arunachalam Venkatachalam is saying, perfect sir, no problem. Aditi is saying hello. Shubham is saying, I cannot see. Spirit of Dance is saying hello. Shubham, I think everyone else is able to see, so please check your internet and see if everything is good from your end. Please do like the stream, guys. We have close to 25 people who are watching this stream live, and we have only 27 likes. So let us try to get the likes up to above 40. So one of the things that people ask me is, what is the first step that they should do when they have just started preparing? The first thing I want to tell you is, I don't want to scare you, but if you have just started preparing, you're slightly behind schedule, because starting your preparation in June is not ideal. The ideal time for you to start preparing for CAT is around March or April. Slightly better would be if you start preparing from January. But if you're not preparing from January, I would expect people to at least start preparing from March or April. But if you have just started preparing, you have to tell yourself that I'm going to make the best use of the remaining 5 months. And the first thing you have to do is ensure that you have gone through the previous papers of CAT 2021, CAT 2020, CAT 2019, CAT 2018. At least the last 4 years. Every year there are 2 or 3 slots. So download all of these papers. At Kraku, you can download all of these PDFs completely for free. If you are looking for the link, you have to just Google search Kraku CAT previous papers. Then you can download them and ensure that you solve each of those questions. If you're not able to solve all the questions from all the 3 sections, at least tell yourself that I'm going to solve one paper completely. And take your time and ensure that you're getting all the questions. You need not get all the questions correct, but at least you're giving every question a lot of time and a lot of effort. That I think should be the first step to preparing well for CAT. After that, download the syllabus. We have the CAT syllabus completely. Again, you can download the PDF. You have to just Google search Kraku CAT syllabus PDF, or the link to download it is given in the description of this video. Download the syllabus and at least be ready that, okay, this is what my target is. This is the syllabus that I have to complete. The next thing to do is start taking some mocks. Right now, I think the mock season has definitely started. You have to start taking mocks irrespective of how much syllabus you have completed. That is another mistake that people make, where they don't take mocks till the very end, because they feel that, okay, my syllabus is not completed. I have to complete my syllabus first, and after that I'll take mocks. That I think is a very bad attitude. It is not a correct attitude, because you will never be able to have complete confidence in your preparation. Nobody ever feels that, okay, I have completed the entire portion. There is always some amount of portion remaining. There will always be areas where you're strong at, areas you're weak at. So don't wait till you complete the entire portion. Try to start taking mocks on a consistent basis so that you can see how your performance in mock is varying. That I think is the next step for you to start your preparation. Let me look at a few questions that people have asked, and after that, Aditi is saying, sir, how to maintain consistency in practice? In general, what I do is, when I'm trying to inculcate a good habit, I try to do it in the morning. The reason for that is because once I do it in the morning, I feel very good about myself throughout the entire day. That is, if I'm trying to exercise, I try to do it in the morning. If I'm trying to cycle, I try to do it in the morning. If I want to go to a temple, I try to go it in the morning, so that I feel that, okay, the morning has been started in a good way. Now, if you try to study, try to keep a schedule, and I would recommend you to do it in the morning. The reason for that is because if you finish it in the morning, you'll feel good. By whatever reason, if you're not able to finish it in the morning, then you have a second chance. You can prepare or you can study in the evening. But if your daily schedule is in the evening, and for some reason you miss out on a single day, then that entire day you will not study. So try to ensure that you have a fixed schedule. At a particular time you have to study, and try to keep that schedule to be in the morning, and try to sleep early so that you can wake up and you can study. Your mind also will be very fresh. That is how you can improve consistency. Shubham Agarwal is saying, sir, how to improve reading comprehension accuracy? Reading comprehension accuracy will improve in two ways. One is by actually taking more reading comprehensions and ensuring that you are giving more time to each of the questions. So when you are actually answering a question, try not to just go for the correct answer, but at least try to figure out why the remaining three options are wrong. Because when you're attempting a question, and once you also figure out that, okay, this option is wrong for this particular reason, this option is wrong for this particular reason, even if you're getting a question wrong, your thought process will improve. The way you approach a question will improve. That is one way in which you can improve your reading comprehension accuracy. Wherein instead of just going for the correct answer, you're also explaining to yourself why the other options are wrong. The other step to do is just increase the areas in which you study or areas in which you read. So don't just read reading comprehensions, or don't just practice reading comprehensions. Try to read newspapers every single day from a diverse set of topics. Try to read editorials, try to read op-eds, try to do all of these things. Just inculcate a habit of reading, because your mind should have some idea about the topic before you actually start on the reading comprehension. Then you will be able to concentrate better. So for example, if you have some idea about British politics, and there is a topic which is talking about say Italian politics, still you have some idea that, okay, I'm thinking about European politics, I have some idea, so you will be able to at least concentrate a little better. But suppose you are not at all interested in politics, you have never read anything about politics, and there is something about, say, the presidential system or the prime ministerial system in Italy, then you get completely bored. You are not able to concentrate. So essentially, try to inculcate a reading habit. That is the first step. The second step is practice a lot of reading comprehensions, and in every reading comprehension, instead of just going for the option which is correct, read all the options and try to figure out why a particular option is wrong. Even if it takes more time, don't worry. You are doing this to improve yourself. Saurabh Dagar is saying, sir, doing 5 RCs is good number to improve in VRC. I think 5 RCs every single day is a very good number. You will definitely improve in VRC. Just ensure that you are just not following 5 RCs just for the sake of it. Try to spend a lot of time in each of these RCs. Try to read the RC properly and try to look at each of the options and try to increase your accuracy. Try to take every RC as a challenge. Then you will improve quite a lot. Hooligan is saying, we have 55 people who are watching this stream live and we have only 45 likes. Guys, please do like the stream. I have to get to 60 likes very soon. If you have just joined the stream, please do like the stream. Hooligan is saying, price for full VRC course. Please do send a mail to support@cracko.in. We will get in touch with you and we'll give you the latest prices. Sudhir 22 is saying, sir, please make a schedule for working professionals. We do have a very good video on how to prepare for CAT if you're a working professional. We'll give the link for it. Please do watch it after the stream is over. Somebody is asking, do we need to write newspaper things as well? If you write it, it will be better. But if you don't want to give that much time, at least read a lot of different newspaper articles. It is very important for you to have a diverse set of interests. Rishabh Fairwan is saying, hi sir, how should we prioritize daily targets along with daily batch targets and personal practice? What should be the sequence? Ensure that the daily batch schedule is very important. That has to be your primary focus. Once that is done, and if you are sure about what your areas of weakness are and your areas of strength, go and practice your areas of weakness in the study room. After some part of it is done, definitely go through the daily target Lrdis. Daily target Lrdis are the most important of the 3 daily targets. Try to ensure that you go through every single daily target of Lrdi. That will help you quite a lot on the day of the examination. Positive Vibes is saying, sir, is it okay to answer questions after reading half of a passage? That I think is okay. I'll tell you why that is okay. Many times when you are answering questions, the questions are dependent on different paragraphs in the reading comprehension. For example, if a reading comprehension has 4 paragraphs and it has 4 questions, it is very likely that the first question is from the first paragraph, second question is from the second paragraph, and so on. So even if you read some part of the passage and you have some comfort about what you have read, go and attempt 1 or 2 questions. And then when you come to a question which would require you to read further, then I think you can go back and read it. That I think is quite okay. Ashwit is saying, is it good to read diverse topics and terms related with politics, psychology, rather than just EON articles? I would say go with the sources. Go to the Guardian. I really like the Guardian. Go through EON articles. Go through Indian Express and go through the Hindu. You need not search for different topics and read about them, because I feel if you just go through the op-eds, the opinion articles in each of these websites on a regular basis, you need not really say that, okay, today morning I'm going to read 3 articles. Just make it a habit so that you go through these websites and you read on your own. That I think is sufficient. Saikat is saying, is Krakow enough for my LRDI section improvement? I think Krakow is extremely good for LRDI as well as the remaining 2 sections, but especially good for LRDI. Like I just mentioned, if you are looking for significant improvement in LRDI, definitely ensure that you do the daily targets LRDI every single day. Don't miss out on them. And even if you are getting the LRDI correct, go through the video solution. Akshay Kumar is saying, how to be selective with topics as I'm starting in July. We have already made a video on what are the important topics for you to focus on. For CAT in each of the 3 sections, in Quant, in LRD and in Verbal. Go through each that video. That will give you a good idea about what are the important topics. Vignesh Mishra is saying, sir, could you please tell us the 4-month plan if you are starting now? The 4-month plan if you are starting now is ensure that from now till the end of September, try to focus on finishing off your syllabus. That I think is very, very important. And amongst the syllabus, in each of the 3 topics, in each of the 3 sections, I'll tell you the important topics. So focus on finishing them first. In Quant, it is very important for you to focus on arithmetic, geometry and algebra. In LRDI, try to solve a lot of LRDIs from the previous papers. That is from CAT 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 and 2021. Solve all the LRDIs from each of the 5 previous papers from different slots. And focus especially on the LRDIs which involve arrangements, which involve puzzles, which involve scheduling. So there are different types of LRDI sets which you will get a good idea once you are solving the previous papers. Try to solve as many of them as you can. And like I just mentioned, try to ensure that you don't miss out on any single daily target LRDI. That I think should be your plan for LRDI. In Verbal, like I've just mentioned, focus on inculcating a habit of reading on a daily basis these editorials and start focusing on reading comprehension. If you're getting reading comprehension correct, if you know how to approach reading comprehension well, the other topics in verbal ability like para jumbles, para completions, all of them will be much more easier. Because once you are solving reading comprehension, you'll get a good idea about how a particular passage or a particular paragraph is phrased. If a particular paragraph which has say 2 or 3 sentences is phrased in a certain way, where there's a first sentence and there's a second sentence and both of them are joined using certain words. For example, the first sentence can be about how a particular person or a particular habit is good, and the second line starts with however. Then immediately you know why it is phrased that way. Once you are solving reading comprehensions well, you will get a good idea about how 2 different sentences are joined or how 2 sentences can be joined. So once you improve in reading comprehension, you will also improve in para jumbles and in para summaries. So it is important for you to focus a lot on reading comprehension. And in addition to it, try to ensure that you are taking at least 1 mock every 2 weeks. That I think is very important from now on. Somebody is saying, what is the maximum scale score somebody can get? The maximum scale score in any section is the maximum marks. So for example, in one of the years, I think in CAT 2019, I scored full in Quant. And in my slot, the Quant scores was actually getting scaled up. So somebody who gets a scaled score of, I think at that time there were 34 questions in Quant. Somebody who is getting say 30 questions correct would get 90 marks as the raw score, and the scale score will be 93. So I scored all 34 correct, so I got 1 or 2 as the raw score, but my scale score also is 1 or 2. So they are not going to increase your scale score above the maximum possible score. So the answer for your question will be, whatever is the maximum score will be the maximum scale score. Hooligan is saying, I have scored 97 percentile in CAT 2021, but literally screwed up in VRC, where I had scored only 70 percentile. What thing should I keep in mind to improve my scores in VRC? In VRC, it boils down to how you are doing in reading comprehension. That is very important. The second thing is, in reading comprehension also, you should be clear about what your areas of interest are. So for example, because the passages come from a lot of diverse set of topics, you might not make a list beforehand. But you should be very clear that, okay, if it is a passage on current affairs, I'll be interested in it. If it is a passage on civics, I might not be interested in it. If it is a passage on astronomy about the stars, I will be very interested in it. If it is a passage on philosophy, I will not be interested in it. So you should be very clear about what passages you do well and what passages you don't do well. And that confidence or that understanding about yourself, you'll only get once you solve a lot of reading comprehensions. Once that is done, what I normally do, what my strategy in VRC is that VRC is the first section. When you go to the center, when you are attempting that paper, your mind is very fresh. You're not very tired. So try to answer reading comprehension, because reading comprehension is an intensive portion. If your verbal ability, on the other hand, is not as intensive. So what I try to do is I try to get 2 reading comprehensions done when my mind is very fresh and I'm able to concentrate much better. So these 2 reading comprehensions also I'll pick based on the topics that interest me. I go through all the reading comprehensions briefly. I figure out that, okay, these are the 2 reading comprehensions I'm going to do, and I try to get them done quite fast. Once that is done, I want to give my mind some break. So I attempt some verbal ability questions. In verbal ability, normally I feel these para-jumbles are less intensive. I don't need to concentrate a lot to get a para-jumbles question correct. So I try to do 2 or 3 para-jumbles correct, or at least attempt them. Whether I get it correct or not is not in my hands. I try to attempt 2 or 3 para-jumbles. Then I go back and solve the third reading comprehension. By this time, my mind is completely tired. Then I go back and I finish the verbal ability. And I try to keep at least 5 minutes left by this time. That is how I try to plan my times. And in the last 5 minutes, I'm very tired. I can't really concentrate on the entire paragraph. So then I look at the questions and I try to search for the answers from the paragraph. And then I try to get the last reading comprehension done. This is my strategy that I use, and this works for me quite well. But again, I landed upon this strategy after giving a lot of mocks and a lot of sectionals. So if you're looking to improve in VRC, you should be as thorough about your strategy like I am about my strategy. Okay guys, we have only 64 likes. Guys, please do like the stream. I want to get to 75 likes very fast. Somebody is saying, sir, my first mock score is 80 percentile. Is it possible for me to improve score in the next 4 months? I think 4 months remaining there. First of all, 5 months. 5 months is sufficient time for you to increase your percentile from, if you are around say 80 percentile right now, you can realistically aim for 97 percentile from now if you put in the effort. It is not very difficult. It is not impossible. And 97 percentile is a very good score. Ayush is saying, sir, how do I improve in quant sections? I'm a humanities student, so I'm struggling a lot. Would appreciate the help. Thank you. The first thing is you have to tell yourself, and this is the truth, is that quant section is getting easier year on year. So it is not something that you should be very worried about. And something I would really recommend is you tell yourself that you are going to do well in quant. You have to keep telling that to yourself, because that confidence plays a lot of role. So whenever I tell any student, I tell them to mentally tell themselves that I'm going to do well in quant, I'm going to do well in quant. But on the other hand, if you are telling yourself that, okay, I'm very scared of quant, that will reflect in your performance. That is the first step with respect to attitude. The second thing is there are simple tricks that you can do, the low hanging fruits. If you take advantage of them, your score will suddenly improve at the start. and you'll reach a certain level just by doing simple common sense things. Like for example, download the formula PDFs that we have. We have CAT formula PDFs. Download them and go through each of the formulas. It won't take you a lot of time. It will take you maximum of 2 days, where you go through all the formulas, and for every formula try to answer at least one question based on that formula. So you know how to apply a particular formula that is there in your actual examination, and be very thorough about how to apply these formulas. We have the list of formulas, the most important formulas that are needed for CAT. Try to ensure that you get a good handle on each and every one of them. It is not very difficult. It is just going to take you 2-3 days to get a handle about how to apply a particular formula. Once the formula is given, once we have given you some questions where they are applied, then at least you will have a good sense that, okay, I know if a particular question comes where I have to apply a particular formula, I'll be able to do it. The second thing that you have to do is ensure that in the topics which are important, like I've just mentioned, arithmetic, geometry, algebra, you keep on practicing questions from these 3 topics. Try to become as good at them as you can. Focus mostly on these topics. And if you're doing these things that I mentioned, in addition to solving the CAT previous papers, download CAT previous papers from CAT 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 and 2021. All the slots, all of them are available for free on our Krakow website. Every single question has a video solution. The link for the video solution is also given in the PDF. For every question in the PDF, we have a button. If you click on the button, the video solution will be open. So it is like super efficient. Try to make the best use of it. These are simple things. These are common sense things. You just need to put in that effort. And if you're putting in that effort, your score in Quant will improve significantly. In fact, I would recommend you to tell yourself that you are not going to just say, I'm going to do well in Quant. You have to tell yourself that I'm going to ace Quant. That should be your attitude. If you tell yourself that I'm going to ace Quant every single day, you'll motivate yourself to work harder. Okay guys, we have 77 likes, good to see. Let us try to get to 100 likes before the stream ends. Ghanshyam Das is saying how to justify a gap year. In general, I would recommend you to not have a gap year for many reasons. But how to justify a gap year, we have already done a video on it. Please do see that video. Or we'll come to the gap year once interviews come. We'll answer that question at that time. Right now, let us focus on doing well in CAT. Shubham Gupta is saying he has given a percentile, he has given his profile and he wants to see if Blackie is possible at this academic scores. So we have a tool called the CAT percentile required to get IIM calls, where you have to enter your details like how much you got in 10th, how much you got in 12th, how much is your graduation, are you a male or a female, are you an engineer or a non-engineer. All of these things if you enter and if you click on what is the percentile that is required, you'll get a list of percentiles that you are needed for each of the institutes. This is a tool that we have developed. It is a fairly accurate tool. Use it and you'll get a good idea. TVSK Manoj Kumar is saying how much time on average should we spend from now so that we get a higher percentile. Typically from now on I expect you to put in at least 3 hours every single day. It is very important. These I think are these 5 months are very important for you, and your competition is putting in that effort. I know that for sure. I know people, I know students who are preparing for CAT and they are preparing very seriously. So if you're looking to do well in CAT, you have to spend at least 3 hours every single day from now on till the examination. Shubham Agrawal is saying, sir, is there a course or not in Krakow? We don't typically provide a paid course for GDPI. But again, GDPI we'll see after CAT is over. Right now, let us focus on doing well in CAT. So you should be very focused. Like one of the stories that inspired me quite a lot is the story in Mahabharata about Arjuna and how he is very focused on hitting that wooden bird. I'm sure most of you know it. So just by reading that story on a regular basis, you yourself will be very motivated. So don't get distracted about GDPI or VAT or gap year or your profile, how much percentile is needed. All of these things are immaterial. What is most important for you is scoring as high in CAT as possible. That is in your hands. Whether you have a gap year already is not in your hands. If your profile is not very good right now, again it's not in your hands. What is in your hands is doing very well in CAT. and for that you have to put in consistent effort on a daily basis. So just focus on that. Aishi is saying she likes the Krakow formula book. Thanks a lot, Aishi. Dhirendra Patel is saying, sir, when I do RCs in practice, I might have gotten 4 on 4 questions. Whereas I might have attempted this RC in mock, I might have gotten only 1 out of 4. Please suggest. Then it is clearly an issue with respect to your composure. You are able to do it quite well when there is no pressure of it being a mock, but you are having this pressure when you are taking it in a mock. The only way in which you can improve it is by taking more mocks, so that you don't feel as stressed out. You will feel stressed out about a mock once or twice, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times. You are not going to feel super stressed about a mock on the 6th time. This is something that is very important for you. Like, I can tell you a story about my childhood where I used to take a lot of these competitive tests, not JEE, not IIT, not all of this. Since my 3rd and 4th, my father used to take me to a lot of this competition, some maths Olympiad here, some test there, some test there. And I used to ask my dad about why he's taking me to all of these competitions, because I never really understood the importance of them. And he told me that if you take all of these tests on a regular basis, when you have to give JEE, like after 5-6 years, you will not be very stressed out. That actually was pretty good, because on the day of the examinations, I was not very nervous, because I've taken these tests, these kind of competitive tests, hundreds of them since my childhood. So on the day of the big examination, I was not at all stressed out. The moral of the story is, if you're feeling stressed out while taking a mock, take more of those mocks, that stress will go away. Anurag Mishra is saying, why did you leave your high paying job? I think this will be the last question for today. I never liked my job, man. It's a very boring job. That is the answer. I never really liked it. I used to feel that whatever I'm doing is not very good. Where basically I feel I have more to offer rather than just do a job which even somebody who has passed 10th can do. And that job is actually fairly clerical. It was giving me a lot of salary, but it was a clerical job and I was not very motivated. So I felt I can do better. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Please do like the stream. If you have any doubts, please comment below this video. We will definitely go through all the comments and we'll try to answer most of them. And like I mentioned, we are offering a lot of free resources. The first free resource we are offering is CAT previous papers. Download them. The second thing that we are offering is CAT free mocks. We are offering 3 free CAT mocks, and we also have the CAT formula PDFs. So all of these are free. Definitely make the best use of them. The links for each one of them is given in the description of this video. We are also starting a 4-month batch for CAT. It is starting this coming Monday. It is one of the best courses that are there, one of the best online courses for CAT. You should definitely check it out. It is going to help you quite a lot. The link to take the the link to enroll for the 4-month CAT course is given in the description of this video. If you are having any doubts about either this course or about your CAT preparation, you can always contact us at support@krakow.in. We will check it and we will get back to you shortly. Thanks a lot for tuning in.